Hello, my name is Caleb Blankenship, and for this speech today, I would like to talk about the cell phone policy in most schools. In most schools, the children are supposed to leave their phones in their lockers or just not bring them to school at all. And if they do, they get taken, and often they can't even get them back without a parent signing for it. They could be used for emergency situations as well. Some emergency situations that students may encounter are something like a lockdown, not being able to contact their parents or their loved ones during a time of great distress like that. And it is also detrimental for the teacher's safety as well that cell phones are allowed in schools. For example, if a loved one was in need, whether it be the student's family or the teacher's family, another reason that the cell phone policy in schools should be changed is because of educational purposes. Students could use cell phones for educational purposes in place of paper, which I will cover in my next point, and they could also use them as education tools to look up information on a subject that they may not know much about or are having some trouble understanding. Teachers could also use cell phones in an educational setting in schools. Aside from the teachers leaving them in their cars, they could use them to do things such as observations on children, which would be much easier than using pen and paper. And the teachers could also review themselves on certain points that they may have forgotten or certain situations that they may need some help with, such as a child misbehaving in a certain way, or teachers could also make lesson plans on their phones as well in place of using pen and paper, which is what is often used today, or a laptop. Cell phones are much more compact, and you could even work on your lesson plans in your lunch break if you wanted to. I think cell phones should be allowed in schools for some of these reasons, but not only for these reasons. It should be more for environmental reasons as well as educational and emergency reasons. Ways using cell phones in class could possibly help the environment are cutting down on some paper waste. Most assignments end up in the trash after they are graded, which is a complete waste of paper, which could be solved by using technology such as cell phones and laptops to help students and teachers cut down on how much paper they are using and how many trees that it takes to make as much paper that the average student uses per year. In conclusion, these are the reasons why I personally think that the cell phone policy in schools should be changed. The reasons that I have stated in this speech include emergency situations such as a loved one or a lockdown procedure, educational needs such as could use cell phones for educational situations such as not knowing how to handle a certain situation, such as a child's behavior, or the students reviewing a lesson that they may have had some trouble understanding. And the final main point in this speech was the environment, which I think could be greatly impacted by using more technology in schools, such as cell phones. I hope that everyone has a chance to view this speech, and I hope that it has caused some of you to think about the reasons why we need cell phones in a school setting.